So, exciting news on my end. I finally finished reading my Wonderland anthology. It only took like 3 months, and I did technically skip several of the stories in it, but I read through the majority of them, and I enjoyed the majority of them, and I read the one that was most important for me to read right now, which was L.L. McKinney's story, which is in this. Let's see if I have the correct page marked. Of course not. Hers in here is called What Makes a Monster? And I've just been going through like all of her Nightmareverse stuff, and I was super excited to find that she had one in here because I didn't know she'd written any short stories in it, and I'm dying for more Nightmareverse stuff. I don't want to have to wait till next year for the 3rd book. But I'm super excited about it, and it was super fun. This one takes place before the events in that trilogy. It takes place with Anastasia, who you meet in the trilogy, and references like Hada and Romy, who are also in that series. So it's just a lot of fun, and I liked seeing that. Otherwise, I don't know that I have any that I could name out from this anthology that I really want to like call out and talk about super specifically. But it was fun. It opens and closes with poems about Wonderland by Jane Yolen, which is really fun. I really like poetry. I wish there'd been a bit more of it, honestly, because Wonderland, I think, would lend itself really well to poetry, and that was part of why I either kept reading some of the stories or skipped reading some of the stories, because there is that certain like tonal language to Wonderland that's got kind of that whimsy to it, kind of the made-up words, kind of that poetic almost sort of language to it, and if you hit that just right, perfect story. And if you don't go hard enough, sometimes I'll still like it depending on how the references are done, and sometimes I won't like it if there's not enough of it. And then sometimes you can go the opposite end of it and have way too much of it, where it just feels like I'm reading an incomprehensible story. Whereas it was okay in like the original Alice in Wonderland, I feel like, because it was mostly in like the poetry bits that it felt like complete nonsense, and that was when it was like completely all the words that you don't really know and are just kind of like he's just making up sounds and flowing them together. And so if you can hit that feel in a story, so good. But it is a hard thing to balance, and I understand that. And there were definitely good stories that did and did not in this too. And so it wasn't like a guarantee that I'd either read it all the way through or not on any of them. But yeah, it was just a fun little anthology. If you're looking for like a Wonderland anthology because you really love Wonderland, this is a good one to pick up and look through. The publisher Titan Books also has a Phantoms, so I assume like a ghost story version of it. They've got a Hex Life one, which is about witches, and then there's a Cursed one, which is an anthology of dark fairy tales that just came out this March. So also, if you're just looking for other anthologies, you might want to look into Titan Books and see if there's anything there. I think I'm definitely going to check out a couple of those because I enjoyed the stuff that was in here. So I think that's all I have to say about it, but I just wanted to celebrate that I finally finished a Wonderland book, i.e. also that I finished a book that was actually in my TBR video as well, because this is one of my library books that is basically overdue at this point and needs to go back anyway. So I'm glad that I finished everything that I did want to read in it, which was mostly the L.L. McKinney story, and that I enjoyed a vast majority of the other ones that I read too. So, that's kind of my review of that. Let me know if you have any other recommendations of Wonderland anthologies, because I'd love to read more of these stories, or if you know of any Wonderland poetry, things like that, that would be great. I would love it. It'd be super fun. But yeah, I think that's all I've got for now. Hopefully you enjoy your adventures in whatever stories you're reading, but particularly if you find any that take you to Wonderland. And this is the Umlaut Harper signing out.